of this was decided.
You really think you can change the future?
All of this was decided.
The truth is what you see with your eyes, not what you hear.
All of this was decided.
Good tidings, ladies and gentlemen of the Lodge, and welcome back. Kingdom Hearts, Luxu, No Name, all will be highlighted as our topic of discussion today, as I believe there is much to discuss and much left unsaid about this mysterious Keyblade and its true owner. Everything from its name or lack thereof, to its origin, to its powerful capabilities, downright to the Master's Eye. There's just no mistaking the significance of this blade, not just in times of Kingdom Hearts past, but the future as well. Obviously, saying that this Keyblade truly belongs to Luxu is not anything controversial, but I think we've all been underplaying just how much Luxu and the No Name Keyblade have in common, and how much truly lines up between the two. My goal in today's video is just to point out some of the similarities and symbolism between Luxu and the No Name Keyblade that you may not have thought about, as I believe, in a lot of ways, Luxu may very well be a direct mirror to the No Name Keyblade itself. Before we even get into the Master giving Luxu the No Name Keyblade, let's first start with some noteworthy points about the relationship between Luxu and the Master of Masters. Let us recall that Luxu is not his real name per se. It was a name bestowed to him by the Master of Masters, much like the other foretellers. So right off the bat, what is Luxu to us? Well, he's a person whose appearance we cannot see, and he has a name that isn't quite his. This is who Luxu is at the starting point. Now, who is he at the end point? Well, Luxu has spent his life hopping between bodies, names, and aliases that aren't quite his. And here at the end point, while he is now referred to as Luxu again, the sheer fact is the appearance of Luxu has most certainly morphed, and Luxu himself has warped from being quite a timid character into a snarky, cunning one. Luxu, as a consequence of the Master's role given to him, has no real identity to claim for his own. So with that in mind, let's now examine the No Name Keyblade, and why this Keyblade is a perfect fit for him, making it rightfully his own, as he would say. But anyway, let's start with the obvious point, the Keyblade's name, or again, lack thereof. Take note that when the Master tells Luxu its no name, the subtitles are lowercase, implying the Master wasn't referring to a proper name, and more just implying its namelessness. Luxu takes a liking to the sound of no name, and when he says it, we can see quite deliberately that the letters are capitalized.
The gazing eye? It's not what it's called. Oh, what then? Actually, no name. No name.
Meaning that truthfully Luxu is the one who gave this Keyblade its name, seeing as he is the first one to truly refer to it as no name, as a proper noun. And let's remember the lack of identity situation going on with Luxu, given his body and name hopping throughout all the years. Well, it would make sense that a Keyblade called No Name would resonate with him. Let's take note of the goat motif with this Keyblade as well. Now, unless we're going to rope in some of the Ankren Whis, which is something the foretellers are loosely based on, there isn't a whole lot of goat symbolism going on with Luxu, especially since we don't even know what his original appearance is, or whether or not he even has a mask like the other foretellers do. But what we do know is the goat motif is most certainly present within Luxu's story. Of course, I'm talking about Xehanort, who had that goat-looking armor in Kingdom Hearts 3, but as we know now, he truly was just a scapegoat. Luxu's scapegoat, the one he bestowed the Keyblade to fulfill his role and the Master's goals. Anyway, even while masquerading as Braig and Xigbar, there always appeared to be a part of Luxu that was lusting after a Keyblade, almost as if he felt incomplete without it. There are several lines through his story that allude to this, but I'll just run a couple here.
That thing right there, it's called the Keyblade, isn't it? Yep, seems like these days everybody's got one of those. Even Grandpa there. When I nabbed him, he told me all about it. What a weapon like that can do. How could I not want one?
Figures. If I had a Keyblade, it'd be different.
Like you're actually worthy to use one?
Oh.
I am worthy.
What do you mean?
The old coot promised to bequeath me his. Why else do you think I would ever put up with all his nonsense?
Needless to say, Luxu and the No Name Keyblade go hand in hand. To me, it seems like the best example of a wielder's Keyblade being a reflection of that character's story is Luxu. From just No Name alone, we see his role embodied through the Master's Eye. We see part of the line of Keyblade wielders through the goat motif. The Keyblade's name even seems to be a reflection of the life Luxu will live. Seeing this blade wielded by both Master Xehanort and the Master of Masters briefly, I suppose calls into question whose Keyblade this truly is at the end of the day. Personally, for every reason I laid out here, I'll personally be hoping that Luxu holds on to this blade long term, and that the Master of Masters or returning Master Xehanort don't show up to come usurp this blade from him. Luxu and No Name are a match made in heaven. Or perhaps hell, depending on how you see it. And I would love to see a Luxu who becomes quite possessive of this Keyblade. So before wrapping up, I want to propose a little theory of mine that would line up with this video's train of thought. Admittedly, I don't have much to back it up just yet, but I figure it couldn't hurt to float the idea out there. So, here we go. Is it possible that whatever deal was struck with Brain between himself and Luxu, maybe the crux of the whole thing was an elaborate way for Luxu to remain hold on the No Name Keyblade? Think about it. Imagine Luxu bequeaths the No Name Keyblade to Brain, then takes his body so that he can continue to wield it for whatever scheme he may be planning. Of course, this would make Brain's body quite useful to Luxu, and maybe Brain was able to use that as leverage to have himself transported to a future version of Scala. Again, this is mostly just conjecture, so just let me know what you think about that. Luxu and the No Name Keyblade are an exciting watch, and truthfully, there is something so exciting about the way the reunion between the two was portrayed at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3. Seeing as he waited so long to reacquire this Keyblade, I'd like to imagine he's gonna have a tight grip on it this time around. I hope you enjoyed this theory about the No Name Keyblade. I think it would be quite interesting if we started to invest some of these Keyblades whose origins are a little fuzzy, so you can expect a theory around the Master's Defender sometime soon. But anyway, that's gonna just about do it for us here, so feel free to drop in the comments below to let me know what you think. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more gaming content. Be good out there, be good to yourselves and each other, and I will see all of you beautiful sickos and normies next time.
All of this was decided.
You really think you can change the future?
All of this was decided.
The truth is what you see with your eyes, not what you hear.
All of this was decided.
Why not just sit back and watch it play out?
All of this was decided.
May your heart be your guiding key.